towards like the bottom part was kind of representing Baltimore and like
come on, Baltimore. Toilet bowl.
and just like I what like you were saying how like I wouldn't want to sit on top of it and like that uncomfortable feeling of just like, so that's like where the wood comes in. Like I wouldn't want to like sit on a toilet with like wood and just like how comfortable that would make me. You have a lot of choice of like the toilet bowl. I feel like for me, home is like where, because I was thinking about like what represents home. How do I like define what home means to me without being like, oh, I lived in New York City all my life. But I chose how like wherever I can go to the bathroom with like ease and just like I won't have to like stress about like, I don't know, just like that feeling of comfortable sense of like when you sit down in the bathroom at like your own home, you would feel like much comfortable there than like going to the bathroom here at school. So that's why I chose that toilet. And then I chose like pink specifically because it had like a much more soft, homey feeling than like choosing a white toilet for me. The words on top, I wanted to just like do some simple phrases, not phrases, but like words that kind of just like represents New York City, just like, but like not too representational. So like miss the A train is just like, I took the A train to go to school every morning, and sometimes it would be like such a pain to like, as soon as you come down the train like leaves the station, plan better. It's just like something that like I feel like all New Yorkers have to do, like in case of there's like some kind of something goes wrong, you have to have like a plan B and plan C, things like that. I did like $1 pizza somewhere there. I put yell and bagel, so just like some like simple words that I feel like really had this like sense of what home means to me. For the sheet, like I wanted the sheet to like come out, and the sailboats kind of just like had this really like childlike sense to me, and just like how even though people see New York City to be like just this huge scary place, it kind of has like this childhood playground for me. The bricks, it was kind of just like how I noticed how in Baltimore there's a lot of like old abandoned kind of buildings and a lot of just like bricks like laying around, and I noticed there's like that huge difference in New York City where like everything is kind of like maintained and kind of like organized, but here it's much more like deteriorating and just like kind of like hard and really not as soft. So that's why I want there to be like a hardness to it. Yeah, but like overall, all these cities are just like still like under construction. I wanted to have that in. But that this plywood and the bricks, I wanted to have that feeling of like taking me away from home, because I just feel like even though I just like moved here, it's still not like settling in that I'm going to be like, this is a new home for me.
Okay, good. So a couple of thoughts. I think it's really important. I mean, so this is part of what's in the assignment for you guys to hopefully learn. The real nuances of how do we get to this visual language, right? So a couple of thoughts. So you may have literally found those on the ground here in Baltimore, and they are Baltimore bricks. But that's not the color of brick that I associate with Baltimore. The Baltimore brick is more of a terracotta, the one that is the most common. Yeah, like that orangey, reddish color. That brick color. That would not be helpful. That would not be helpful. Brick comes in many colors. But so like that's a real subtle, small detail. But that would help root me a little bit more in what I see most commonly around this city. In Boston, we have what are called brownstones, and that color of stone is very common in Boston. And so there's like this weird, almost like the way in which the color of brick or stone is definitely rooted yeah, brick is not so common in New York. It is more the browner color, as I'm like thinking about even in like Brooklyn and things like that. And so those different, that's a hard word for me to say right now. Somebody say it.
Differentiation.
Differentiation, thank you. When you're not able to say the word correctly, you're probably not pronouncing it correctly. It doesn't feel right in your mouth. And so this material and that material being the same is also problematic for me. I feel like this, I'm thinking about that machine part that you brought in at one point.
I choose not.
I know. And I think bringing that into this work, like even though it's not literal and it gets into this more surreal, like what the heck is that shiny machine part doing in here? But that shiny, the manufactured, like, you know, like that's the pump of New York, right? And so there could be more of that language up here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because these are so iconic, and unfortunately for me, bagel and pizza were the easiest to read, and I mean, those are super New York things, right? I long for New York bagels in Baltimore. Baltimore doesn't really know how to make a bagel. And even the little cheap corner store bagel in New York is way better than anything you get here. Well, there's one town you can go out to in the suburbs that makes bagels. But, so I immediately thought about biological functions because of food and because it's within the context of a toilet, and it did bring me to the sense of New York. And so when it's a symbol, which a word is a symbol, it's always going to be hit or miss. And that's what we're scared about with symbols. It's not that it's bad to use symbols, it's that you have to be so right on the money. Does that make sense? And so what we're getting into is more of the experiential language of stuff, and that there's a way in which more objects and materials could be a little bit more New York and a little bit more Baltimore, just like this bed sheet is doing a very good job of talking about home. Does that make sense? And the color pink is bringing us into the sense of home. I hate to say this because your mom's here.
No, please.
But I have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
babe.
not gonna stop. Oh, and are you videotaping that too?
I should.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We do sign releases and get permission at MICA to videotape.
Okay.
And you have my permission to videotape, but you cannot put that on the interwebs.
No, I don't. I don't post. I don't upload.
I'm not thrilled with
And
this.
I
3,000 vacant properties in Baltimore. It's not just a couple. And so, but thinking about issues of economics, it's not that there isn't poverty in New York. There's tons of poverty in New York. But because of the density, the land value is just like insane, right? So, so New York becomes about money. Why, you know, like if you saw New York in the 1970s, which I didn't even see New York in 1977, I started going in the 80s. But it's a really different place. It looked a lot more like Baltimore, or certain sections of it for sure. And so there is an issue of economics as well, and I think that through